We all know and love cables, but cables are nothing without their attachments. Today, I'm going to look at the good, the bad, and one that is just so bizarre that it should not even exist, but I couldn't resist buying it to show you guys. So stay tuned. Now, before we jump in, subscribe to my channel if you're watching this. I am a YouTube viewer and I rarely subscribe to people. I've realized now as a creator that when people subscribe to you, it helps your content be seen by more people. And all I want to do here is help other home gym owners. I don't care about the money. YouTube doesn't pay that much. I just want to reach more people. So if you find my content helpful, subscribe here. You'll see my future videos. I'm planning to do a lot more home gym content and it would help me out tremendously. Now, when it comes to good news, bad news, I like good news first. So let's start with my favorite attachments. For the basic cable attachments, I don't need to get too in depth. I have a rope, tricep pushdown bar, and a V handle. These are pretty standard for cables. I got these as a set off Amazon. For attachments like these, just go off-brand, go cheap on Amazon. There's no reason to spend top dollar for things like this. Sure, maybe your rope will fray, but it's been a few years now. My rope's holding up just fine. So for the standard ones, I don't think I need to break them down. I think they're necessities for cable machines. Just get them cheap on Amazon. Now for what is probably my favorite attachment of all time, it's this neutral lat pull down grip. These are most commonly known as Maximum Advantage grips or MAG grips. That is the company that started it all. These are another brand off Amazon because it was way cheaper. If you want to support that company, go for it. But each attachment is about $70 to $80 depending on which one you get. And I got a set of these that's got 5 different widths in total. And I got it for about 120 bucks. So if you want to save some money, you can go this route. Essentially the same exact thing. Maybe the quality is not as good, but I love these. The reason why these work so well, the neutral grip allows your hand to go over the top, and it's a really comfortable, natural grip. The idea behind this design was that this distributes the force through your hand instead of a traditional lat pull down bar that's going to put a lot more stress on your wrist and your fingers. So it allows for your grip to be much stronger. It's not necessarily going to work on your grip strength, but it is going to allow for a much stronger grip while you're doing lat pull down. So that way you can focus more on the weight, get a much better contraction, and not worry about your grip giving out. I have a set of 5. If I was going to order one, I would get just the widest attachment for lats. I don't use the close grip nearly as much, but you use these for lat pull downs as well, or you can use them for seated rows. It allows for the same thing where the grip is better on your hand instead of your fingertips. These are my absolute favorite attachment. If you're going to buy one, I love these. Because I love those grips so much, I ended up buying these. These are single attachments that are very similar, the same idea with that grip around your hand. These are originally from Prime Fitness, that a set of these 2 handles is about 125 bucks, I think. Again, I went the Amazon route, which I don't know, maybe some people are against that and I get it, but I spent $30 on these instead of 125 and they seem to work just as well. I don't have the Prime Fitness version, but these have been great. Now, if you want the option to do single arm exercises versus getting the lat bars, these are obviously a great choice. If you like doing single arm, whether it's lats or just regular rows, these are awesome. The company sells adapters. I have one of these from Bells of Steel. I'm not going to put this in the must buy category because I don't think it is a must buy, but this attaches and allows you to put these. Where are my carabiners? As a home gym owner, I have about 500 carabiners and I don't know where any of them are. So this is great because you can change the exact width that you want, but you basically create your own lap bar. So instead of buying, I put one of those on backwards. What are you going to do? So instead of buying something like this, if you want more versatility and you're just looking for one, you can just go this route. And then if you buy either from this company or Prime, or there's so many that make something like this, the 1 to 2 adapters, that you then have your own lat pull down with the neutral grip. You just have to attach these, not like an idiot, and do them properly, and then you'll be able to do lat pull downs. So in general, if I'm going to group them all into one, the neutral grip attachments I highly recommend, and I think everybody should own because they are awesome. Now the bad news. Let me talk about a couple that I hate, quite frankly. I've got this dual attachment bar that rotates. It attaches to both cables. In theory, this is a good idea. This is basically, it allows you to do barbell exercises. So if I were to put these low, I could get under it and do squats. The starting position is going to be terrible though. You can do shoulder press, you know, barbell exercises. If you're nursing an injury, I can see use for this. Something like seated chest press or regular laying down bench press, you can't get the right starting position because you got to slither in and the bar has to start right against your chest. There's just no way to comfortably set that up. And otherwise, anything I would do with this bar, I just do with a single bar attachment on one side. I've owned this one now for 3 years and I've used it once or twice for some shoulder press, and that's it. If you need an alternative to a barbell because of injury, I can see some kind of use, but otherwise, I don't know, this bar just feels so useless to me. And real quick, let's talk about these. The attachments that cable towers come with, the factory defaults of these cloth and rubber handles and this basic straight bar where like the little rubber caps pop off. This is making me look so stupid because they usually pop off. Ah, whatever. I hate that thing. Those are the worst. Upgrade those. If you absolutely don't want to spend any money at all and these come with a cable tower, these work, but these are never the right choice. First of all, the grip is horrible. This little rotating, cheap, thin plastic handle is terrible. And they have not designed this well, like this D handle. For the record, I got a pair of these for $10 on Amazon. So like upgrade from this to this, but look at where your hand goes, right? So if you're holding it, as you're exercising, you're just getting rope burn versus look at all that room. So much room for activities in there. I don't know why I even still have them. I guess because no one wants them. I can't give them away for free. I talked about this in my last video. I reviewed the fat bar attachments from Bells of Steel, which I'm not even going to get into here. I'll give you a little quick montage here while I'm talking so you can see what I'm talking about. Those are so unique that I feel like they needed their own video and not part of this. They're not a must buy. They're not something that I would regret buying, but they're just kind of fun to have. But I talked about it in that a straight bar is just the most useless thing in the world to me. I'm not going to curl with these because it's really uncomfortable on the wrists. Same thing with triceps. I don't want to use a straight bar. I want my wrists to be turned. So that's why they make tricep bars. They make a bar for everything that you need. And a straight bar is just never the answer. Skip the straight bar. It is doo-doo garbage and get an easy curl bar. So those were some of my favorites and some of my least favorites. And I want to show you a couple that are pretty unique. I got this guy that looks real silly. It's basically just a single grip. There are a lot of variations of these. You can get a rope that is just basically half. So it's just a single rope that we cut off here. It's very similar to this idea, but it's all going to serve the same purpose. I like this one because this is a really nice grip. And because I like cheap, this was also cheap on Amazon. But the reason for something like this is because handles don't always perform the best for the exercises you want. So if I'm doing single arm triceps, for example, I don't like doing a pronated handle for triceps. Again, with the wrist, I just don't think it's very comfortable. And when you go supinated, the exercise itself requires so much more grip and stress on the hands that you can't do as much weight going supinated. So being able to go neutral is very beneficial. And something like this allows for that. So it's a neutral grip that you can pull down. And because the grip itself, the rubber grip, is very comfortable, it makes for a much better workout. And I like this because you can go at different angles. With the handle, you're kind of stuck doing a specific angle. This one I really like with triceps going across the body like this. But what I really like for is doing reverse flies. With something like this, being able to stay neutral This is my favorite use for it. So I really like having just one of these. I didn't feel like I needed to buy two. I guess you could if you want to go both sides. But essentially what you're doing is eliminating the need to do this. This is how I used to do it, and it works in a pinch. If you grab the ball of the cable, you could easily do the same stuff like I'm doing that, or if you want to do triceps the same way. It works the same exact way. The only downside to that is when you put it back, you have to let go from a distance because your hand's going to get caught. So you either have to do that or you got to do the carabiner trick where you stick a finger in and then put it back, versus you spend the $10 to $15 on a grip like this. You have a much more comfortable grip and then you can put it back, no problem. And now I promise you that we'd get weird. So let's get weird. Talon grips. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. So I had to buy it because I knew I wanted to make this video and see what it was about. I've tried this numerous times, and this is without a doubt the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen. Your fingers go in each loop, and it's basically a handle with your fingers in the loops, with your little guillotine fingers here. This feels ridiculous. So this is not a bodybuilding thing. This is like rock climber type stuff. There are a lot of different attachments for finger strength in particular. This hurts so much, but I actually can't slide my hand out. Okay, well, I'm just going to talk while I lose circulation in my hand. So you attach these and it helps with your finger strength, which is effective for something like rock climbing. There are other attachments like it. There are block attachments. It kind of just looks like a cinder block that makes you hold onto just a block that helps work on your grip strength. Most of these are for, like, this can loop around a pull-up bar and then I can do pull-ups with my fingers. This is terrible. So look, was this worth the gag? I think these were $15. No, this was not even worth it. Going through this now, I'm like, why am I even showing you guys this? But I was looking for attachments on Amazon, particularly for grip strength, because there are so many out there products. But like this one got really good reviews too. So I was like, I know this is going to be ridiculous, but why not try it? And now, I mean, I have no use for this. If anyone wants these, you let me know. This is uncomfortable. Anyway, those were some of my favorites and least favorites. And in the case of the Talon grips, some of the most unnecessary things I've ever seen. What are your favorite cable attachments? What did I miss here? I know there are a ton of different unique ones. Rogue makes some really cool ones, and there are, top tier expensive cable attachments. I'm obviously going much lower tier. I like the inexpensive stuff off Amazon. But let me know what you guys think. What are your favorites? What are your least favorites? Let me know in general what else you want to see from me. I only want to be helpful. So the next videos that I put out, I want them to be ones that you want to watch. So like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video.